Hey everybody, welcome back to The Complete Game, episode 79. I'm your host, Curt Schilling. He's your co-host, Curt Schilling. What's up, G?
Not much. We thought we'd come back with two games to talk about, but we ironically have three.
Right, right. And we'll get to the boring one first. We're headed to bottom. We're in the ninth. It's 6-1. Toronto's up on what unfortunately turned out to be kind of an anticlimactic follow-up to one of the most amazing games in every possible way that's ever been played in the World Series.
Yep.
Uh,
And the Blue Jays look like they're going to win it. We're recording in the ninth right now, but it's 6-1, and they blew it open with 4 runs in the seventh. More runs than they'd scored in the last 19 innings, I think. So
yeah, yeah.
just some much needed
And
offense.
monstrous outing from Bieber. Shohei threw well, came out with 2 runs on. They both scored. That little soft underbelly of the Dodger bullpen after Vlad took Shohei deep early in the game. But the conversations are on last night. And right back to Shohei, who was on base 9 times. 4 for 4 with 4 extra base hits, 2 doubles, 2 homers. Then he walked 5 times. 4 of them, I think, intentionally. It was insane. Defensive play after defensive play. Tommy Edman looked like he could go down as a quasi Bill Buckner. Excuse me. Then he makes up for it with 2 phenomenal plays. And
Muncy with the incredibly heads-up play.
yeah, still amazing. And by the way, guys, we did a podcast, recorded a podcast with former Major League Baseball umpire Tim Tashida today. Went about an hour. Timmy was an umpire when I was, and before I was in the big leagues. He came up a year before I did. But we're going to run that in 2 parts. It was pretty cool. I'm biased, I know, but Gehrig, I think it was an interesting conversation. He's a really great guy too.
Yeah, I talked about a little bit of Game 3 and just the nuances of what it takes to be an umpire, and he's a natural storyteller. So it was very, very easy 45 to an hour, and I'm sure it will be for you guys too.
And very appropriate because I talked about Mark Wegner, the umpire in the 18 inning game last night, and he told a really cool story about Mark to give you kind of insight into what kind of person he is. Pretty fascinating story. So we'll be running that. Probably not during an episode. We'll probably just run that out as free content in between whatever we end up doing. But we're at most 3 games away from the end of the season. So, and Toronto got what they wanted, which is to get back to Toronto. One way or another, we'll be playing a 6th game in Toronto. Very curious to see last night. So in the 18th inning last night, Yamamoto got loose. A day and a half after, literally a night after throwing a complete game. Insane. But that is a very Japanese mentality, a very Asian mentality when it comes to baseball. These guys overthrow, and that's one of the knocks it has been for a long time about guys that come over from the Far East, is that they throw too much. I remember Daisuke Matsuzaka when I was in Boston, pitched in the high school championship tournament, which is the only thing I could equate that to in America is the college football playoffs. It's that big of a deal in Japan, and he threw 235 pitches in a game to get to the final game, and then came in relief the next day. And so there's a lot of worry when they come over here that they have a far more pitches in their arm than their years. But what a stud. What an
They
absolute
also had
stud.
a great moment after the game yesterday because Yamamoto was warming up, like you mentioned. Did you see that where they all ran out
Was
to
it
each other?
him and Sasaki and Ohtani and the
Yeah,
interpreters?
Sasaki and Ohtani ran from the big
Yeah,
pile with all the interpreters, and they did like a little celebration in
Yep,
the outfield.
yep. That
So
was very, very cool. And I talked about this, and I've said this to you a couple times, G. The postseason are games inside of themselves. They don't carry over. Now last night you couldn't help but carry over because of how long it was, but tonight was a night game. But I go back to in '93 we lost 15-14 to the Blue Jays in Game 4, and then the next day we beat them 2-0. In '04 we lost like 19-6 in Game 3. We came back and won game. That's the difference. There is no carryover. your momentum in the postseason is the guy on the mound, which is to me why this whole multi-guy out of the bullpen thing doesn't work in October. You don't generate momentum. You can't. And but it was just an amazing game all the way around. And I said it on a tweet tonight. I tweeted and went live stream during most of the game, but I got to tell you, I'm in awe of Shohei Ohtani. There's no chance I could have done anything. If I was as good a hitter as he was, I still couldn't have done it. Because mentally I had so much time and effort to put into pitching.
You wouldn't have been able
that
to be the pitcher you were if you were that type of hitter.
No, not even close. Not even close. And so he comes out tonight, throws 6 strong innings, leaves with 2 on and gives up. Their bullpen gives it up, but just amazing to watch, and it's something we've never seen before. And I'm sorry for all you old school get off my lawn guys, but he's the greatest player baseball's ever seen, most talented player. He's more talented than Babe Ruth and all the things that went with being Babe Ruth and blah blah blah.
You're a
blah,
moron
blah.
if you're trying to argue that at this point. That
Right.
he's not.
Right.
Can we go back to the 18-inning game real quick? Because there are a couple performances I wanted to give some shine to that I know we were talking about. Because we were on FaceTime from, I think, the 12th inning on. Sorry, excuse me, by the way, guys. I am sick. But from the 12th inning on, we were on FaceTime for like 2.5 hours watching this game. And, I mean, the obvious starter, Will Klein, in terms of honorable mentions, the guy who ended up pitching 4 innings, the last 4 for the Dodgers, and was just lights out. 5 Ks, 2 walks, 1 hit. Basically was untouchable.
Life-changing night for him.
Yeah, I mean, they said it on the broadcast. He's going to be remembered for a long time for that.
Yep. Life-changing night.
Eric Lauer on the other side, not to be forgotten about, also kept the Jays in it. Pitched 4 2/3. I mean, the game was such a drag through that point, and that's only a credit to those 2 guys.
All right. Let me jump in real quick. Dodgers have second, third, nobody out. Muncy just doubled, so could be getting exciting. But yeah, keep going.
No, I was going to say also then before that, Clayton Kershaw, who's someone who we did not think we were going to see in this entire postseason, gets brought in, not only brought in, but with the bases loaded, right? Gets to a full count and makes the out.
2 outs, bases loaded, and for what it's worth, and nobody really said anything about this last night, Vladimir Guerrero was on deck.
Yeah, and that's not a like, oh, they win if you score 1 run. They could have torn that thing open, and it could have been bad for him. It could have been a bad look, but I mean, he makes the clutch pitch, gets the ground out, and gets out of it. And we had 6 more innings after that, or 5 more innings after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just throughout, it was insane the amount of pitchers. I think I sent it to you. I think it was 19 pitchers or something.
Yeah. Over 600 pitches. Freddie Freeman becomes the first player to ever hit 2 walk-off home runs in the World Series.
19 pitchers, 35 innings
could not
pitched,
happen to a nicer guy.
31 hits allowed, 19 walks, 29 strikeouts. It was also the second longest game in Major League Baseball postseason history. The last one happened in Dodger Stadium. The last one was a walk-off home run in Dodger Stadium. So just little weird, freaky things like that always happen in baseball, it feels like.
Yeah, so the Dodgers are Edmonds up, nobody on, or nobody out, 2 on. Yeah, what an amazing game. And every inning had something going on. You had a pitcher that, I thought there was a couple times where the arm on the mound didn't match a scoreless appearance, and they still got outs. Everybody got big outs. Max Muncy made one of the highest IQ baseball plays I've ever seen on the ground ball to third base, where he tried to get the force out by keeping his foot on the bag and picking up the ball, which was insane. And I thought that Timmy's comments around that from the umpire's perspective were absolutely spot on and something nobody really noticed or thought of. Yeah, so that's what we got. We're like I said, we're gonna run the Timmy's episode multiple nights, multiple times, and we'll hang out and talk for a minute, while this inning goes, and if something happens, we'll get silly.
We can keep going over what went on during the game too.
Varland's on the mound again. Oh my God. Oh, okay. I thought that was hit against the defense. 6-2. I mean, he's coming up this inning, isn't he? No, maybe not. Nope. I would really, really like to see Ohtani get to the plate this inning as the tying run.
Yeah, Can you imagine?
Yes, actually, I can right now.
After we called
So-
this, after you started this 10-minute podcast right now, calling this the boring game. Who is your MVP right now, both ways? Shohei feels like the easiest, but
Yeah, probably Vladdy. Well,
I would say
I
Freddie
think
Freeman
the
is not far
Toronto
behind
MVP
Shohei,
is
though.
if Toronto wins, the MVP will be defined by the next 2 wins for Toronto. Somebody's gonna have to step up.
Yeah, I don't know how it's not Vladdy and Ohtani leading respectively, but I think Freeman is closer to Ohtani than anybody on the Jays is closer to Guerrero.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Springer, who sounds the way Snyder was talking tonight, but I would be blown away if that happens. But Snyder said he might be back.
I mean, imagine he comes up in a Kirk Gibson situation and does the Joe
Right.
Carter in Toronto.
Right. Yeah. All right. Yep. So we'll come back. What is it? Today's Tuesday. Back on Friday. So they're off. They play tomorrow?
Yeah, they play tomorrow and then on Halloween.
Off Thursday.
Yep.
Off Thursday, and then they play Friday, Saturday.
We'll be back for the elimination game on Friday, yeah.
Right. Right.
For whoever that is.
We did line out. Hit it good though.
We got
what a big win.
Yeah, Savage versus Game 1 rematch tomorrow night.
Good. Well, we're going back to Toronto. So, all right, Bubba, I'll catch you on Friday, and like I said, we'll let you guys know when we run this the Tashida Timmy interview. Thanks as always. Thank you guys. We're growing. Keep spreading the word. Like, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, and we will catch you on Friday.
See you on Friday.
Love you, bud. All right.